I'm king in my own little kingdom there, right? Once I get into my studio behind my drawing board, finally I know what's going on. If you were sitting there worrying whether or not you were drawing something that is going to be influential, you're not going to be able to think of anything. You have to kind of bend over the drawing board, shut the world out, and just draw something that you hope is funny. Cartooning is still drawing funny pictures, whether they're just silly little things or rather meaningful political cartoons, but it's still drawing something funny, and that's all you should think about at that time. Keep kind of a light feeling. I suppose when a composer is composing well, the music is coming faster than he can think of it. And when I have a good idea, I can hardly get the words down fast enough. I'm afraid that they will leave me before I get them down on the paper. And sometimes my hand will literally shake with excitement as I'm drawing it because I'm having a good time. Unfortunately, this does not happen every day. I studied art in a correspondence course because I was afraid to go to art school. I couldn't see myself sitting in a room where everyone else in the room could draw much better than I. And this way I was protected by drawing at home and simply mailing my drawings in and having them criticized. I wish I had a better education, but I think that my entire background made me well suited for what I do. If I could write better than I can, perhaps I would have tried to become a novelist and I might have become a failure. If I could draw better than I can, I might have tried to become an illustrator or an artist and would have failed there. But my entire being seems to be just right for being a cartoonist. But we must admit that I'm talking only about the minor everyday problems in life. Leo Tolstoy dealt with the major problems of the world. I'm only dealing with why we all have the feeling that people don't like us. This is Charlie Brown's problem and things of this kind. I'm always very much offended when someone asks me, do I ever do satire on the social condition? Well, I do it almost every day. And they say, well, do you ever do political things? I say, I do things which are more important than politics. I'm dealing with love and hate and mistrust and fear and insecurity. Linus goes away to camp and he becomes frightened the first night. He says, what if my parents move away and while I'm gone and don't tell me? Little kids worry about things like that, but adults forget the problems that little kids have. So I like to think that I bring up some solutions now and then. I suppose one of the solutions is, as Charlie Brown, just to keep on trying. He never gives up, and if anybody should give up, he should. Obviously, there are a lot of things that I didn't anticipate, like Snoopy's going to the moon and things like that, but I always had hopes it would become big. I still think that my function is just to draw a little picture, whether it's on a scrap of paper or in a national magazine or in a comic strip which runs in 1,700 newspapers. But there is something about writing a letter to a friend and illustrating a point with a little cartoon, or having a child come up to you and say, will you draw me a Snoopy? And right before his or her eyes, a Snoopy appears and his or her eyes grow big with delight, and I've drawn them as Snoopy, and I've given that person a brief moment of happiness. And what more can a person ask?